Coming up next, Hall of Famer Mike Sigel bids for another U.S. Open 9-ball championship. The winner of numerous professional championships is on his way to another. His opponent is Johnny Archer, the top-ranked player on the Pro Billiards Tour and the 1992 Player of the Year. It's the U.S. Open 9-ball championship next on ESPN. Welcome to the Holiday Inn in Chesapeake, Virginia, and ESPN's coverage of the 1993 U.S. Open 9-ball championship. Semifinal matchup number 1 should be outstanding. It features a former 3-time winner, Mike Sigel, against the defending world 9-ball champion, Johnny Archer. Welcome to Virginia, along with Alan Hopkins, who won this tournament twice. I'm John Sanders, and we're getting set for what should be an outstanding semifinal. I know you'd love to be in it, but let's talk first of all about Mike Sigel, who's had a great week so far.
You can say a lot about Mike Sigel. He's been playing great. When he's on, he's almost unbeatable. He's won the U.S. Open 3 times, John, and I know he'd love to make it 4 times. So he's going to be the guy to beat.
He is very hungry because he has not won in a while. Now, Johnny Archer's been winning about everything recently.
Yes, he has. He's won a lot of the Pro Tour events on our Pro Tour. He's the man to beat also, and they're both playing great pool. But Johnny Archer brings a few more shots to the table. As you'll see, I think in the match, Johnny's going to be jumping balls a lot, and he makes a lot of the balls he jumps. So he's definitely going to be a guy to beat.
We will see some exciting shot making by both players. Our first semifinal matches the 3-time U.S. Open champion Mike Sigel against the defending world 9-ball champion Johnny Archer. It will be a race to 11. We'll be back to lag for the opening break right after this. U.S. Open 9-ball championship on ESPN is being brought to you by Brunswick Billiards. Preparing for the lag for the opening break here in Chesapeake, Virginia. We're at the Holiday Inn for the U.S. Open 9-ball championship semifinal matchup number 1. Who do you like on the lag here?
Take your pick. Both of them lag very well.
Closest to the rail. You can touch the rail. Sigel did, and he wins the lag and will have the opening break. Now, how about him in the start of a match? Mike Sigel, the veteran from Baltimore, Maryland, who's won just about everything. How good is he right off the top?
I want to see how he breaks the balls. He's going to try and keep the cue ball in the center of the table. This should tell a lot about how the match goes if he's breaking them up. So let the cue ball get away. See, he didn't want to do that. He didn't want the cue ball to go flying around the table. He's kind of fortunate that he didn't scratch, but he's left himself a tough shot on the 1 ball.
He did make the 6 ball, the green ball, but does he have a shot here?
Not really. He's going to play a safety, I would believe. I think he's going to hit the 1 ball to the rail and back down table and leave the cue ball on the other bottom rail, leaving a very long shot for Johnny Archer.
When you talk about playing a safety, how much do amateur players do this? Do they do it enough? I know the professional players know when to do it.
Funny you mention that, John. Amateur players seem to leave you in awkward positions a lot because they play different shots than we do.
He is playing safe, and that's probably about all that Johnny's going to be able to do as he comes to the table for the first time.
For sure, Johnny really doesn't have a shot. He's going to probably play the same type of safety, putting the 1 ball back down table where the cue ball is and leaving the cue ball over on the side rail.
Has he gotten better the more he's gone into matches? Has he gotten tournament tough now?
Absolutely. In 2 years, I think his game has increased about 20-30%.
He plays safe as well. It's a very cautious start to this first game.
I don't think safety is the best part of his game, but it's tough to play him safe because every time you put him behind the ball, he jumps over it.
Well, you mentioned right at the beginning that we would see some of that, and we'll see how that works out. What's the problem here?
There's a ball blocking the view to the 1 ball. He's behind the 7 ball. Actually, the 7 ball is in the way in the path of the 1 ball. So Mike is going to be forced to go to the bottom rail with the cue ball. That's what he's looking at right now. He's going to hit the cue ball into the bottom rail and try to kick the 1 ball over to the rail, leaving the 1 ball down table. And probably Johnny Archer will have a long shot after this.
Mike Sigel, a man who takes a lot of time. Off the rail successfully.
He's hit the 1 a little bit harder than he'd like to, but He's left Johnny a shot that Johnny should make, but still not an easy shot under the circumstances.
He's tucked right next to the ball, and he's got to go clear down to the far corner.
He'll bring the cue ball over to the side rail for the 2 ball, which is laying on the rail over on the other side rail. Little low English, drawing the ball to the side rail and back out. He's got a little straight on the 2 ball. I think he would like a little more of an angle. We would like to pop the cue ball off the side rail and back out into the middle of the table. But I don't believe he's going to have enough of an angle to do that. So he's going to probably just make the 2 ball and just try to bounce the cue ball off the rail a little bit. He's got to watch that the 2 ball doesn't jaw out of the pocket, because he's going to have to hit it with a little speed.
And it rattles in.
But he made it. And he's got a nice shot on the 3 now. I predict he's going to run the table. The ball's looking good formation right now for him to make the 3 and get out. He'll play the 3 and come 2 rails for the 4 ball. Got an interesting shot now, Johnny's. The 4 ball is not exactly straight in the pocket. He's got a little angle. But he's going to have to hit the cue ball kind of hard with a little low right-hand English, forcing the cue ball to go to the side rail and back down table for the 5 ball. Should come on top of the 9, over the 9 ball.
Well done.
Perfect.
And with that shot, he is certainly in position now to get out on this first table in the first game.
Johnny has great cue ball control. If you notice, he's hit most of his shots with low English, which helps him to keep control of the cue ball. Got him perfect on the 7 ball, straight in the side pocket. He'll bring the cue ball back over for a straight in shot on the 8.
I think also a lot of amateur players worry only about making the ball. Too often they don't worry about where that cue ball is going to wind up.
For sure, John. The amateurs have a hard time controlling the ball as well as we do. And I think when they start to learn how to control the cue ball and how to play the shots the right way, their speed increases and they become a semi-pro. All
that's left is the 9 ball. Well done by Johnny Archer, defending world and 9-ball champion, looking for his first U.S. Open title, and he has taken game 1 here in Chesapeake, Virginia. Welcome back to the Holiday Inn in Chesapeake, Virginia. Game 1 of our first semifinal has gone to Johnny Archer, and Johnny Archer now working on taking game 2. So a great start for Johnny Archer as we come back. He had put a good move early on Sigel to take the lead. He picks up the first 2 games, and now it is Mike Sigel trying for a combo, obviously.
Kiss shot, John. That's a kiss shot. It was a nice shot. He set himself up well for that shot. And he had to hit the 6 very thin to make the 9. He did. It was a great shot.
And a good start for him to get on the board and win his first.
So we call it a kiss shot because he just hits the 6, kisses it just slightly, and makes the 9 ball with the cue ball. The important part there is that he doesn't scratch.
And the important part for him to get on the board. Johnny Archer taking games 1 and 2. Game 3 now going to Mike Sigel. Here is Johnny Archer again.
Safety.
Ooh, well done.
It's a nice safety. He put Mike behind the 6 ball, but I think he let Mike see the 5 ball. If he can't see it, I know he can hit the bottom rail and kick the 5 ball down table. And what he'll do, if he can see the 5, he'll cut it in the corner. If he can't see it, he'll kick behind it and send it down table. But I'm showing you the trail here, the position he's going to play. He'll hit the cue ball with low left-hand English, bringing the 5 ball back to over to the side rail for the 6 ball.
We're in game 4. Remember, it's a race to 11.
Going to follow the ball here. He's going to go back up and down the table. And he hit the 6. He didn't want to hit the 6. Made a nice shot on the 5. But he's fortunate to get a shot on the 6 ball.
Maybe not exactly the way he planned it, but it turned out all right.
No, if you'd asked him if he was going to play the 6 in the side next, he would have told you no. But he's got a nice layout here. Straight in on the 7 ball. And the 8 ball's over on the other side of the table. So
is that going to be a problem, that 8 ball?
No, I believe he's going to draw the cue ball back to the bottom rail. If he's straight in, he'll bring it all the way back to the bottom and back over for the 8.
Well, you talked about placement of the cue ball, and you can't do it much better than that.
No, Mike handles the cue ball great.
Playing very well this week. Remember, you have to have a good week to reach this point to make the semifinal round. This to even the match. Sigel has done it. Takes 2 in a row. We're tied at 2. We continue continue now from the Holiday Inn in Chesapeake, Virginia, along with Alan Hopkins. I'm John Sanders, and you're looking at a guy who's been here many times, but he's looking at a tough shot.
Definitely. He's got a combination shot on his next shot. He's going to play position coming over to play either the combination or a kiss shot. And this low left-hand English on the cue ball.
We're in game number 5 of this semifinal match, and is he going to get lucky?
Yes, he did. Lucky shot. You won't see that too often.
And it leads to this. He's down to the 9 ball to take the lead and win his 3rd straight game. And I don't know how well he's playing during the week. Obviously getting his act together again to win 3 in a row.
Sigel, 3.
And he does it again in game 6. Looking at just the 9 ball to build a 2-game edge. That made it 4-2. And certainly Mike Sigel appearing to be in control of this semifinal match here in Chesapeake, Virginia. A little bit of pressure now on Johnny Archer.
Well, yes, but it's still early, John. It's early in the match, a 2-game lead. You know, don't forget, Johnny had a 2-game lead, 2-0. And Mike has won the next 4 games, so you never know.
And now trying to make it 5 in a row. He's done just that. Mike Sigel is on a roll, 5 straight, and now leads by 3 at 5-2. We move ahead to game number 8 now.
Very difficult shot. Cue ball along the rail. He's got to bring the cue ball back down table. He'll be hitting this very hard with low left-hand English on the cue ball. Very tough shot.
Of course, it's right on that rail, too, which made it even tougher.
Very tough, and the ball jawed in the pocket and came out. Very difficult shot. This set Johnny up with a nice run out.
And maybe this is the thing that will turn it around for Johnny Archer, as he has just the 8 and the 9 to deal with. Shouldn't be any problem as he breaks the string of 5 consecutive victories by Mike Sigel, and Johnny Archer about to get himself back on the board here at the Holiday Inn. And he does. Wins the 8th game. Moves back to within 2. It's 5-3 now. And Johnny Archer winning that one. Now we move ahead to game 9.
A kick shot. Hey. And he kicks the ball in. What a great shot that was. Kicks the 1 ball in and gets position on the 2 ball. Very fortunate for Mike Sigel.
And setting up the table nicely for Mike. He has only the 8 and the 9 to deal with. He's in good shape.
Nice position. Good ball speed.
Finishes it off, taking game 9. And once again resumes a 3-game lead here. In the first of our semifinal matchups, a chance for him to move on if he can win here, and more to come in game 10.
Nice shot. Good speed control. Wants an angle on the 7 ball so he can bring the cue ball off the rail for the 9. Or the 8, excuse me, the 8 ball. He's going to pop the cue ball over to the side rail for the 8 ball. Very nicely done.
Does he begin to play a little faster when he is hitting a lot of the shots?
He's very confident, John, right now. Everything's going his way. He's pocketing the balls. He's got good speed control. Seems very comfortable. It's going to be very tough to beat.
This is to open up a 7-3 lead. Mike Sigel has done that. He's in control for now. Welcome back to Virginia. The U.S. Open 9-ball championship was founded back in 1976 by Barry Berman at his Q-Master Billiards in Norfolk, Virginia. It is now the longest-running major tournament in pool history. This year marks the 18th anniversary of the U.S. Open. Professional players from around the world enter the Open every year, making it the most prestigious of all tournaments. This is the one event that the players most want to win on the professional billiards tour. I guarantee you that. There's a lot of history here. And here is Johnny Archer trying to get back into this first semifinal. We pick it up now in game 11, and he's on a run.
Makes a nice shot there. Brings the cue ball back out in the middle of the table. Has an angle on the 8 ball. He'll be hitting the cue ball with low right-hand English, making the 8 and bringing the cue ball back in the middle of the table for the straight-in shot on the 9 ball.
Johnny Archer, of course, familiar to many as the world 9-ball champion, and later here on ESPN, he'll be back to try to win that. Back in the match he comes, winning game 11. Now trails 7-4. After the first 11 games. Mike Sigel pretty much on a roll and pretty much in control, but as you can see as we move on to game 12, now it's Johnny Archer's turn.
Johnny's breaking the balls great. There's no telling how many racks he'll run from here. Another routine shot for Johnny on the 9 ball.
And he's right back in it. It's now 7-5 as we head for the 13th game of this semifinal. And not much you can do when your opponent's got the table, can you?
Now, that's one thing that's different about billiards, pool, 9-ball than any other sports. When your opponent's at the table, there's nothing you can do about it. You have to just sit and watch. And he's got a nice out here, 4 in the corner, and he wants to get straight in on the 7, bring the cue ball back down table for the 9-ball. He'll be hitting the cue ball low, bringing it backwards.
And as you can see, his play here, very good, very strong, and puts him very much right back in the match. With this 9-ball, it'll be 7-6. Don't count Johnny Archer out. He's right back in it. It's a race to 11, 7-6. Mike Sigel still had the lead and still watching as we go to the 14th game.
Johnny's still at the table. You know, earlier this year, he ran 13 racks in a match.
Wow.
Very tough shot. The cue ball's in the jaws of the pocket. He's going to have the cue ball on the top. And I don't think he'll be hitting this too hard. Very tough shot. Overcut the 1-ball.
Got a little bit of a kiss, but not enough, and that will give Mike Sigel the chance he's been waiting and waiting for.
He has a nice opportunity here to run the table, and he's on the 7 now. Bring the cue ball back up for the 8-ball. Drawing the cue ball 2 rails in the middle of the table.
Obviously, the miss, one of the few by Johnny Archer, opened the door for Mike Sigel in this 14th game. And when you've set so long, you get a chance. You have to take advantage of it and make the most of it.
Definitely. He's got a nice shot behind you. That's the time you want to win the match.
8-6 now as we head to game number 15. And again, it's Johnny Archer who was in control of game 15, putting more pressure on Mike Sigel.
Cue ball control. Johnny's cue ball control is really great. Perfect speed for the 9 in the side.
That made it 8-7. Game 16 coming up for Johnny Archer. He's played very well. And as you can see, he continued to play well in the 16th game.
Notice the angle on the 8-ball. He wants an angle on the 8-ball to bring the cue ball back down table for the 9-ball. Here comes the cue ball. Perfect.
Uses 2 rails and puts himself in great shape to get even. This is an excellent comeback by Johnny Archer, but it's not surprising. It is 8-8 after 16. The action will really heat up when we come back. Welcome back to the Holiday Inn. I'm John Sanders along with Alan Hopkins. Johnny Archer has just won to even this match at 8-8, and I think this has been everything we thought it would be.
He's breaking the balls great. Watch the cue ball and how hard he hits these balls. Cue ball's going near the middle of the table, giving himself a shot on the 1-ball. And he's got a shot on the 1-ball, but it's a very tough shot. You have to cut the 1-ball very thin to make it in the corner, and I think he's probably going to play his safety. Bringing the cue ball over by the 8-ball and putting the 1-ball down table by the 3-ball and the 9-ball.
Johnny has sized it up, and there's the angle that you expect that ball will take.
Yes, I believe he's going to play his safety, putting the cue ball by the 9 and the 5-ball. I believe he made the 3-ball on the break. Speed is very important here. Trying to keep the cue ball right behind the 8-ball. If you notice, there's a space between the 8 and the 2-ball. He doesn't want to bring the cue ball between those 2 balls. The cue ball should go right behind the 8-ball. Very good.
Very well done. Does Mike Sigel even have a shot? Or is he hooked behind that 8-ball?
He has a shot. He can masse the ball, I believe, here and hit the 1-ball. And I can't tell if the 4-ball is on going for the combination or not. Notice the cue ball here going over behind the 8-ball, and then the 1-ball going down table by the 9-ball, or by the 4-ball and stopping. He wanted to hit that a little bit harder, I believe.
It almost looked like Mike was getting ready to set up for a masse there.
I don't think he has a choice, really. I think he's going to have to play a masse because the 2-ball seems to be in the way of him kicking 1 rail and hitting the 1-ball.
Well, you don't want to make a mistake that would cost you a ball in hand at this point.
No, he wants to make sure he hits the 1-ball. Even if he has to hit it easy, just hit the 1-ball and get a ball to the rail. He hit it easy, hit the 4-ball to the rail. And look at this, he made a safety. He got away with that. That's how you win tournaments right there.
He breathes a deep sigh of relief, too. And Johnny Archer, who played a great safety, but now has work of his own to do.
Mike was very fortunate there, but he made sure he hit the 1 ball, which is what he had to do. He's left the 1 ball right by the 9 ball. I predict Johnny's going to hit the 1 ball by the 5 ball and bring the cue ball back down table behind the 8 and 2 again. Leaving the 1 ball there.
The cue ball's got to hurry.
Yes, it does. And he left the shot. Now, this is a very tough shot, but I predict Mike's going to hit the ball very hard and try to cut the 1 ball in the corner and just let the cue ball go. He has to make sure he makes the 1 ball. I think you'll hit him. I think you'll see Mike hit this very hard. And Mike happens to be a great shot maker. I predict he'll make the 1 ball, but I don't think he knows where the cue ball is going. I think he's just going to try and make the 1 ball. Well, he's thinking about a safety now.
One thing I've always noticed about him, he loves to talk to himself and anyone else around him when he's playing this. He sizes it up out loud.
We call him the chirper. He's going to play the 1 ball. Mike's a great shot maker. I predict he'll make the 1.
If he ever shoots it.
Well, it's a big shot. If he makes the 1, he should win the game.
And a very important game it is. Remember, it's a race to 11, and these two players are tied at 8-8 after 16 games.
I think you're liable to see the cue ball travel a lot of rails on this shot. One, 2, 3.
Look out.
4 rails and perfect for the 2 ball. If it slows down, slow down.
Stop before it gets to the 9.
That's a great shot right there.
He
4
covered
rails.
a lot of area there.
Definitely a great shot. He went 4 rails and got perfect position on the 2 ball.
So now you think he has a chance to get out on this game.
I'll make a prediction he gets out from here. Notice the cue ball, how far it travels. Doesn't touch another ball.
That is amazing to me that you can move it around completely around the entire table and not touch another ball.
And stop right there for the 2 ball.
Now that's why he wins so many tournaments. That's why he's won this U.S. Open 3 different times.
Mike would probably be considered the best shot maker on the Pro Tour today, I would think. Oh, wow. See how far he drew the ball back for the 4 ball? That's a very difficult shot. He must hit the cue ball extreme low English and bring the cue ball back perfect speed to hit the 5 and stop for the 4. He has another shot. He's going to have to hit the cue ball hard and bring it up for the 5. 1, 2 rails and in the middle of the table for the 5 ball.
Now the table really opens up for him, though, doesn't it?
I'll make a prediction here, John. I'll go out on the limb and say that he gets out this game.
You've obviously seen him do this before.
More like routine right now. He'll come out 2 rails for the 6 ball in the corner. Got perfect on the 6 ball.
How important at this stage of the match, 8-8, is it to get at least a 1-game advantage over your opponent, then get the break and try to keep that pressure on?
This is a big game right here. Usually the person that wins this game here goes ahead 9-8, usually wins the match because he only needs 2 games and the other player has to beat him 3-1 to win the match. So it's a big advantage from here.
Bounce, he says, and it does.
Yes, he wanted an angle. He wanted an angle so he could pocket the 8 ball and bring the cue ball back over to the other side of the table for the 9 ball.
You know, I've noticed that in watching these tournaments that most of the professional players like yourself, you want an angle on every shot, basically. You don't like straight-in shots, right?
Well, you need an angle to play position. See, 9 ball is mostly angles.
A big win in this game for Mike Sigel. He takes a 9-8 lead. That means Johnny Archer must win 3 if he is to stay alive. Welcome back to the 1993 U.S. Open 9-ball championship from the Holiday Inn in Chesapeake, Virginia, sanctioned by the Pro Billiards Tour, the governing body of professional pool. What an exciting semifinal match we have, 9-8. Mike Sigel taking the 17th game, and a 1-game lead. He has the break.
It's a big game, the last game. Let's see how he breaks the balls. Okay, he brought the cue ball back down table with the 1 ball. But he did not pocket a ball.
So he hasn't helped himself at all. Might have helped Johnny Archer, however.
Actually, he's made a good table for Johnny Archer, but he's got a tough shot to start out with because he's only got, if you can see where the 2 and 4 ball are, he's only got just enough room to put the 1 ball through there and make it in the corner. So he's going to have to play the 1 ball in the corner, come back out off the rail in the middle of the table for position for the 2 ball. Very tough shot. It's a speed shot and accuracy all in 1 shot. Well, you might play a safety. You also may bring the cue ball back behind the 3 ball and put the 1 ball down table.
And that's what he's decided to do, is play safe.
Notice where he put the 1 ball. He wanted to put the 1 ball right by the 9 ball so that if Mike Sigel was snookered behind the 3 ball and couldn't hit the 1 ball, Johnny could win a game very quickly by playing a 1-9 combination. But Michael has a shot at the one ball. He can see the one ball, so he'll play a safety, I believe.
That's about it.
Is there no way he could carry him off the one and make the 9?
No, Johnny, he can't make the 9 on the shot. I don't believe he can. If he's going to try it, Johnny's going to call over a referee for sure. I think that's what they're discussing right now. Mike's not going to play that shot. He's going to just try to play a safety. He'd be lucky if he hits the one ball here. It looks like the 3 ball might be in the way a little bit.
It's going to be a difficult shot just to hit it.
Here's the path he's going to play a safety on. He's going to hit the one ball to the bottom rail, bring the cue ball back over to the side rail, and lay it on the bottom rail and put the one ball down table. If he hits it the way he wants to. Not an easy shot. He'd be hitting the cue ball with low left-hand English.
We've reached a very tense moment in this match with Sigel leading 9-8. It's a race to 11. He needs to win 2 to continue.
Son of a gun.
He's undecided what to do. It's a very important game. 9-8. Mike wins this game. It's almost like winning the match because he'd need 1 game and Johnny have to win 3 in a row.
But you know, as he goes kind of exasperated around the end of the table, he knows the opposite is true too. If he makes a mistake here, it could cost him this game and might lead to him losing.
He may not shoot again, John. If he makes a mistake here, he may not shoot again.
Well, that's been the way it was earlier when Johnny Archer would get hot. And he wound up sitting for a long time while Archer was on the roll, just did not let him back on the table.
He's going to play the safety that I mentioned, I believe. He's going to hit this low left.
Well,
Very, very narrow path. The 3 balls there, and also the 7 ball in the middle of the table is in his way, too. And the 9 ball is very close to the 1 ball, so if he hits the 9 ball first, it'll be a bad hit, and Johnny will get ball in hand.
Of course, you know his brain is saying, yeah, I can get it through that narrow opening, and then, wait a minute. From this angle, it looks like he can't. Yes.
Great shot. Great shot. He hit the 8 ball, which helped him to keep the 1 ball down table. Look at how lucky he got here.
Excellent shot. It was worth the wait as far as Mike Sigel was concerned. He sized it up 4 or 5 times before he finally made the shot that you called and the one he had to make.
He's full of shots, I'll tell you. Right now, it looks like the 2 ball's in the way of hitting the 1 ball. I can't tell right now, but if it isn't, he can play a safety, driving the 1 ball over to the side rail and bringing the cue ball back down table.
Both players very cautious now because both know that one mistake and it could be lights out.
He might be playing the 1 ball in the corner pocket. A carom off of the 3 ball. Looks like that's the shot he's going to play. I don't think he'll be hitting this really hard.
Oh,
Nice shot.
Wow.
Great shot.
You win championships right there.
Unfortunately, Johnny, he made a nice shot, but the 3 ball came down and laid right up against the 7 ball. If you can watch this, he makes the 1 ball off of the 3 ball. Now the 3 ball goes back down table with the cue ball.
And of course, that's very tough to control. You're concentrating so hard on just getting the carom and getting the shot in the pocket.
Position on the 3 ball is what he's concerned about. He's going to go over to the side rail and back out in the middle of the table for the 3 ball. Stop. Okay. Now, if you notice, the 4 ball is over on the side rail. So his work is not done yet. What a tough run out this is. If he gets on the 4 ball, should be okay, but it's not going to be easy. He's going to play the 3 ball in the corner and bring the cue ball around 2 rails for the 4 ball. Hitting it with center, left-hand English, actually forcing the cue ball around 2 rails for the 4 ball.
And again, very deliberate at this point in the match because one mistake could be fatal.
Great shot. 2 rails and back straight in for the 4 ball. Very nice shot. At this point in the game, Roger, that's a crucial shot. He made the shot and he got perfect on the 4 ball.
Do you foresee any other problems now as he tries to get out here?
Well, he actually got 2 perfect on the 4. He hit the 3 ball in the corner, come around 2 rails, ends up straight in on the 4. And now he's going to just roll the cue ball down gently for the 5 in the side. And now I don't see any problems. If he makes the 5 in the side, he'll come out off the rail for the 6 ball in the corner. That's what he's going over to look at now. He wants to be straight in on the 6 ball because the 7 ball's in the middle of the table. He just wants to stop, roll off the rail for the 5, off with the 5, straight in on the 6. He's got a nice layout now, John. I'm going to go out on a limb here and make a prediction that he wins this game. He'll play the 6 in the corner and he'll more or less stop there for the 7 ball.
If Alan is right and he does win, we'll be all even at 9 and a race to 11. We talked about it at the very beginning, what a close match it could be and what a good match it would be, and it has been.
He's going to draw the cue ball back for the 8 ball on the side. Has a little angle on the 8 ball. I believe he'll follow the 8 ball, hitting the cue ball with high English, a little bit of left-hand English to bring the cue ball off the rail.
And setting up the 9.
Left-hand English, so you're bringing the cue ball down table for the 9 ball.
A little bit of an angle. It's not a routine shot, but I guess the way he shoots them, it is routine.
Well, he's got a little bit of work done. I mean, it's not an easy shot, John. You're correct, but I think he'll make it.
This to tie the match at 9-9.
Good shot.
Johnny Archer has gotten even again. He got his opportunity and took advantage of it. So it is 9-9 as we go to the 19th game of this match.
Now we get to see Johnny break the balls. He's going to try to keep the cue ball in the center of the table and bring the 1 ball back down table so he has a shot on the 1 ball. Johnny really breaks the balls hard. Wow, look at the cue ball. Stop dead perfect in the middle of the table. Watch the 9 ball.
The 9 ball almost went.
Hangs in the pocket.
Can't get much closer than that. A good break and a good start to a crucial game. We're even at 9-9. One of these players wants to win 2 and it's over.
Notice the cue ball jumps up in the air, goes in the middle of the table, and stops. The 1 ball's down table. The 9 ball starts rolling toward the corner, hangs in the pocket. Now, after the 9 hangs there, Johnny's looking for the 1 ball. This is the kind of run out you'd like.
And that's how close it was to a 9 ball on the break, which would have been the game.
Now the 2 ball is down table with the 9 ball.
When a ball gets that close to the pocket, do you start thinking combination early?
For sure. He's going to play the 1 ball. If he's straight in, he won't be able to draw it back down. If he's got an angle, he'll bring it over to the side rail and back down table for the 2 ball. Looks like he has a little bit of an angle. Not as much as he'd like, though. His concern right here is if he uses forced draw on the 1 ball, his concern is worried about scratching in the side pocket. So he's going to take his time on this. I predict he's going to hit it low right-hand English and bring the cue ball back down table for the 2 ball.
Well, he hit it hard and used a couple of rails.
He did just the opposite. He forced the cue ball around 2 rails.
He wants it to stop.
He's got a nice shot. That was a great shot. He hit that with center ball, right-hand English, and forced the cue ball 2 rails around the table. Now he's got a combination 2-9, which I predict he'll make. Great shot.
The combination gives Johnny Archer the lead. 10-9. What a dramatic turn of events. And that 9 that almost went on the break was the key for him taking a quick game.
Sigel.
Nice combination. Hits the 2 ball perfectly into the 9 ball. Hits it so good that he makes the 9 ball and the 2 ball.
Just for good measure, right? It is 10-9. Johnny Archer will have the table when we come back. ESPN's coverage of the U.S. Open 9-ball championship here at the Holiday Inn in Chesapeake, and Johnny Archer now looking for victory. A great table to win the 19th game, and maybe he can lock it up in number 20. We'll see.
He's got a great opportunity to, John. He's got a nice, he broke the balls great. He made 2 balls on the break. And he's got a shot on the 1 ball. He brings the cue ball back down table with the 1 ball. He's got a nice layout here. He's going to make the 1 in the corner, come off the rail for the 2 ball. Side pocket. And he's hitting a little easy.
Do you foresee any problems here? It looks like the 6 and the 8 are tied up a little bit there.
He's got a problem right here. The 2 ball, he's going to have to go to the side rail, and he's got an angle on the 2 ball. He didn't want an angle on the 2 ball. He wanted to be straight in. And now his concern is he can go 3 rails with the cue ball, or he can go 2 rails. And he has to be careful if he goes 2 rails coming behind the 9 ball, or if he goes 3 rails, he has to be careful he doesn't come behind the 7 ball. So I predict he's going to go 3 rails and try to bring it out in the middle of the table. And he's got to be very careful he doesn't end up behind the 7 ball, because he's going to have to hit this a little bit of low with left-hand English to bring it around. He does not want to touch the 9 ball. Speed is going to be very important here, how hard he hits the cue ball. Oh, I think that's a little too easy. Look out. And he hits the 7. Oh, what a bad break for Johnny. What a good break for Mike. He snookered behind the 7 ball. He hit that shot a little too easy, I believe. A little too much English on the cue ball. And now he's behind the 7. What a big turnaround this could be.
He was trying to do as you diagrammed in the beginning, draw it all the way around off that other rail, but getting back out into the middle of the table as opposed to tucked away where he is.
That's a bad break right there. He had hit the 7 perfect to get behind it. Now he's going to have to play. I don't even believe he can jump this. I believe he's going to have to play a kick shot on the 4 ball. He's going to have to go to a rail and hit the 4 ball.
Too close to jump it.
Yes.
And I think Mike Sigel knows that he might have a chance here.
I think he knows that he's not going to jump the ball. So he's going to have to kick it. I think unless Johnny can jump it, I can't. It looks like it's too close to it. Yeah,
It is a quandary for sure.
He's looking to kick at it. Right now he's figuring the angle. He's taking half the distance between the 4 ball and the cue ball on the rail, and he's going to hit the cue ball in the middle of the side rail, the middle distance between the cue ball and the 4 ball. If he hits between there, he should hit the 4 ball. What he's concerned about right here is scratching. What Mike Siegel's concerned about is Johnny making the ball.
Two different views of the same
Wow, he
shot.
hits it. That's a great shot. Look out. Oh, my God, he got lucky.
He sure did.
Very lucky.
You saw the reaction from Mike Sigel. He couldn't believe it. I know he thought he was going to have a shot no matter what here.
That's how important it is, John, to hit the ball. He hit the 4 ball, and he's left the 4 ball and the cue ball like this. That's almost impossible to do, and he has done it. Well, the only shot that Mike really has is a bank shot. I predict he's going to try to bank the 4 ball cross side, and he'll be hitting it hard, so he may try to luck another ball with it. Those are Johnny Archer's parents.
Johnny Archer also just recently married.
Glad I'm getting out of this.
Who's more nervous, the parents or the player?
I think his wife Shannon's more nervous, to tell you the truth. Well, that's a nice break for Johnny. I believe he's going to hit this very hard.
Can't play safe. It's impossible.
And it's kind of hard to make this. He's going to have to hit it awfully thin. But he's going to be hitting the 7 ball, too. He's going to try to hit the 7 ball into the 9 and also try to make the 4 ball. Try to make something else beside the 4 ball.
That's the angle, but boy, it's really tight, especially when that ball is so close.
He could play a safety. He could play a double bank.
Yeah, right. Blasting something here.
He's going to blast it.
Get it over with.
Sometimes there's nothing you can do. You just have to hit them hard. Let's see what balls he knocks around the table. Predict the 4 ball is going to... He misses the...
Wait.
There you go. He makes the 8 ball.
Well, that works out.
That's why he hit the shot hard, John. He got lucky and made the 8 ball.
Did he give himself a shot here? See Johnny Archer's reaction.
No, he got a bad break. He doesn't really have a shot again. He's got another bank shot, or he's got a safety. At least he's at the table.
That's right. And this guy's not. And
No.
that's the advantage that he has at this stage.
Same shot.
Trailing 10-9, and he has the same shot, a little different distance, but he still doesn't have a shot.
I don't know if he'll play it this time. I don't know whether he'll play the 4 ball cross side or play a safety. I think he's better off playing a safety, putting the 4 ball down on the bottom rail and bringing the cue ball back down on the other rail and leaving a long shot for Johnny or possibly a snooker behind the 9 ball.
Well, the way it's going for him, though, maybe he ought to just try and come off the rail and go for the 9, huh?
Speed is very important here. I think at this point in the game, he's going to play a safety, I think.
Oh, boy.
Whatever he does, it's going to take a while, I can tell you that.
There'll be no snap decisions. That's what you're saying, huh?
No, it's a very crucial game.
Born in Rochester, now lives in Baltimore.
He could also bank the 4 ball down table and leave the cue ball right there behind the 7. Okay, he puts the 4 ball on the bottom rail, hits it perfect, right behind the 6 ball. Great shot.
Well, that safety worked out very well for Sigel, who will go ahead and analyze the shot himself on his way back to his seat.
Well, Mike's not thinking too positive. He says, I'm going to lose from here. But the 4 ball is a big ball to hit, but to make it is different. I don't believe Johnny, that's a tough shot to make, but I know he'll hit the ball. He'll go over and look at the side rail. He'll figure the angle at which he wants to hit the 4 ball, and he'll hit this with high ball. He can only hit it high anyway. And he'll hit it pretty hard. He won't hit this easy. He'll hit at the perfect speed to hit the 4 ball and try to bring the cue ball back down table and leave the 4 ball and the cue ball far apart.
Of course, the risk here, if you leave him a shot at all, it might be over for this game.
Oh, he almost made it.
But I think he's going to leave Mike Sigel something to work with.
Very easy to work with, as a matter of fact. This is a nice layout right here. The 4 ball's near the corner. He'll just play the 4 ball in the corner with a little high left-hand English. Bring the cue ball over for the 6 ball straight in.
Well, it's only fitting that it could end this way, right? Or set up a final game to decide this semifinal and which of these players will move on.
You've got to make Mike the favorite now. He'll be breaking the balls if he wins this game. And Johnny knows that right now. He's got to get a little fortunate to get a shot at the table again. Mike's got his cue ball on the rail. He'll be hitting it high, bringing the cue ball off the rail, back out in the middle of the table for the 9 ball.
And the battle continues now. Mike Sigel looked like he might be dead in the water for a while, but he has battled back, and if he puts away this 9, we will go to a 21st and deciding game. How better for it to be than 10-10?
My normal, move it over just a fraction.
Well, let's see how Mike breaks them. Now, if Johnny was breaking the balls, you never know what'll happen. Mike hasn't been breaking as well as he'd like to be breaking. I think he'll control the cue ball here, trying to keep it in the center of the table. Look out!
No!
Look out!
He did not leave it in the center of the table. He almost put it in the side pocket.
Very fortunate, John.
Now my heart's flying.
And Johnny knows it, too.
How much trouble is it being that close to the pocket for him?
It's trouble. He's right next to the lip of the pocket. He's lucky that the side of the pocket isn't in the way. But the 2 ball is down table by the 3 ball, and he's almost straight in on the 1. He's going to have to hit this pretty hard to bring the cue ball back up table for the 2 ball. Not an easy shot.
And you look at the posture of Johnny Archer as he watches this, you'd have to think that he thinks he might not get back on the table.
I think he knows he's not going to. Mike, this is when Mike really shines. The last game, when he gets a shot, he's usually out. So I'm going to make a prediction that he runs out this rack. Even though he looks like he's a nervous wreck, he just keeps pocketing balls. His heart's probably going a mile a minute right now.
And if you listen to him, you'd think he has no shots at all.
He's got a nice layout. This is a tough shot because he's elevated over 6 ball. He has to make sure he doesn't touch it. And he executed it perfect. Great shot.
And it looks pretty nice from here on out.
Oh yeah, he's got the 3 ball. He's got the 3 ball straight in, it looks like. But now he's this is a difficult shot. He's elevated over the 6 ball and has to hit the cue ball high and hard enough to come back out table for the 3 ball. But he did it, and now the 4 ball is over by the side pocket.
And again, on that long reach, he has to make sure he does not touch or move another ball. That would be fatal.
I'm surprised he doesn't shoot this righty. He's lefty, but he plays very well righty. But he's going to use a bridge.
This is something we have not seen much of. The players do not use that bridge very often.
And he's perfect, I think. Little angle on the 4 ball, and now he's got a nice table.
He made the difficult shots that he needed to, and you see the almost look of concession, if you will, on the face of young Johnny Archer.
I think it's disappointment, John. The last game, Johnny was supposed to get out. When he went 2-3 rails and got behind the 7 ball, that cost him the match. And it may, unfortunately, cost him the whole tournament. But now Michael's got a nice layout. He's got an angle on the 8 ball. This is what you'd like to have to win a tournament right here.
And what a great match this has been. Right down to the wire, 10-10. The first to 11 wins, and it looks like that's going to be Mike Sigel. This is what you want to finish off the match, and Johnny Archer knows that he had his chances. It is Mike Sigel who will advance to another semifinal because he has eliminated Johnny Archer. Job well done by Mike Sigel, who's won this tournament 3 times and still in the hunt for number 4. 11-10 is the final. Johnny Archer is finished, and Mike Sigel will go on. But a hand for both players. A tremendous match. The
1993 U.S. Open 9-ball championship on ESPN has been brought to you by Viewmaster Billiards. Mike Sigel wins it 11-10 over Johnny Archer. What a match it was. Went right down to the final game. Johnny Archer, one mistake might have cost him, but standing by now is Alan Hopkins with both players.
Okay, Johnny, I made a prediction 10-9 when you were breaking the balls that you were going to break and run out, and you got on the 2-ball and you got a little funny. The 4-ball was near the pocket. Do you feel you would have done it different, or do you feel you did the right thing, just got a bad break?
Well, the way I looked at it, I knew there was 2 or 3 things that could have went right. That was the only thing that could have went wrong. I believe I would have done the same thing if I had the shot again.
So you think you would hit a little harder next time?
Maybe a little harder, or maybe a little more spin or something.
Okay, thanks, Johnny. Well, here he is. I didn't think you were getting to the table again, to tell you the truth. When you switch sides, breaking the balls, and you didn't make a ball, I said that might cost Mike the match. And then I noticed when it was 10-10, you went to the other side of the table. You feel that's what won you the match?
Yeah. Well, in the beginning of the match, I broke right from here. I made 2 or 3 balls a couple times in the beginning, and all of a sudden I started slowing down. And he broke over here, and a couple times he didn't make the corner ball, so I really wasn't, too concerned about it. But I broke over here once. I said I might as well go right back to where I began, and luckily a ball went in, and I had a pretty easy run out, even though I made it look tough.
What about the match? He left you safe on the 4-ball, and you tried to bank it, and then you left him safe. I mean, I guess that's what made the match go the other way.
Yeah, well, I got real lucky. I tried to bank I couldn't even hardly play safe. It was tough to do that, so I figured maybe I'll try and bank it or make go 2 times across. I came around, I kicked the 8 in, and still left with a tough shot, but I hit the safe perfect, and I rolled up behind the 6-ball. And, that's just the breaks of the game. I kind of prayed and things worked out.
Well, Mike, you broke the balls, you ran out the final match, and good luck in the semifinals.
All right, thanks a lot, Alan.
He will be still continuing in his effort to win another U.S. Open 9-ball championship because Mike Sigel has defeated Johnny Archer 11-10. From the Holiday Inn in Chesapeake, Virginia, I'm John Sanders for Alan Hopkins. We thank you for watching the U.S. Open 9-ball championship on ESPN.